Hello, and welcome to Insomnia's Window. If you're new here, hi, I'm Voyia. I play a variety of games, and if you ever want me to play something, please don't hesitate to ask. A couple of people have asked me to play a certain game, and I'm looking into it. I think I found it. I think I know where it is and stuff, and I'm trying to get it to work on my computer at the moment. So I be trying. But you know what would really help me out? If you guys help me reach my goal to 3K. Now, the initial goal was to reach 3K before the end of this year. However, I didn't make that goal. I did get to 2,800 and, some change. So I'm close, but I'm not as close as I would like to be. So it would mean the world to me if you just help me get to 3K now. By subscribing, liking, comment hi so I can say hi back to you. And with all that being said, let's get started. I forgot what this game is about, and I'm starting it today because, I'm probably going to do this in short snippets. My computer's kind of getting wonky, and I want to give you guys more and longer videos and stuff, but you guys are just going to have to take what I got, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not one of those people like, well, you got what I got, okay? This is what you can have type of thing. It's seriously, I be really trying. And it just don't be working out for me sometimes. But that's okay, because things are going to get better for me, just like things are going to get better for you. I like to give y'all a little positive stuff sometimes, because y'all my family and I love y'all. Yeah, it's going to work out for you. It's going to work out for me. Everything's going to be okay. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Out. Had to blow it away from the mic. Let's start. And I don't know if you guys can see the cursor. I'm going to move this over so I can see what y'all can see, kind of. Not really. I can't really see what y'all see, but I can see the sound and how long the video is, I guess. An exasperated sigh slips from my lips as you trudge through your front door, tossing your keys into the dish nearest the door. Okay. I always said that I would get like one of those little dish things that hold keys and wallets and stuff at the front door. But realistically, I don't feel safe storing keys and wallets near the front door. I'd rather it be on like my nightstand, but that's just me. Today has been yet another day full of exhaustion and irritation with one of your coworkers, and you were pretty dang tired. Being a receptionist isn't difficult, but that doesn't make it easy. On top of that, your sleeping schedule has suffered quite a beating, making it so you barely got around 4 hours. That sucks. My sleeping schedule has been taking a beating for the last week now, but that's okay. It's getting better. Everything's getting better. Everything's going to be okay. And this was on a good day. Another wave of fatigue washed over you as you gaze out the window, sighing yet again. The sun was already beginning to set, and you'd only just gotten home minutes ago. It was honestly a shame how overworked you were. You can't even remember the last time you had an actual vacation. This had to be illegal somewhere. Hush, phone, you always wait till I start, and then you want to start. At least the sunset is pretty. Living in a city was hard, but at least you were able to enjoy a great view of the various skyscrapers and the clouds. I mean, it is a great view. See, it's a very nice view. I wouldn't mind a view like this, but also I don't like the city, so, too bad. Your modest apartment included a large window perfect for gazing out of, and sighing wistfully like you were in a dramatic music video or something. As your eyes followed along with the flock of birds, they eventually flit over to your bag and your name tag sticking out of it. You absentmindedly reach over and grab it, fiddling around with the name tag in contemplation. You've considered quitting before, more times than you can even begin to count, actually. As much as you would like to, being unemployed would put you in an even tighter spot. Knowing this doesn't make you feel any better, though. The hard plastic of your name tag is still cold in your hands. What does your name tag say? Of course, we all know it says not Foya, but I'll keep that in mind for children names, I guess. Question mark. Yep, that's what it says. Voyia, the corporate slave. I I feel like something's wrong with that, but I'm not gonna say anything. But something's wrong with that title. I don't like it. It certainly has a ring to it, huh? Self-pity thoughts aside, you figured it would be best to have a nice warm shower. Maybe that would help you sleep better. Maybe. A lot of people tell me all the time, I be telling them like I have insomnia and I just can't sometimes there's nights I can't sleep unless I take medication. And then there's nights that last from I'm thinking oh, I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep at 9 and then I'll forget something, get up and do it and I'm wide awake for hours. It is the most exhausting thing that I could do to myself. And yet, here I am sitting here I want to go to sleep so bad. But anyways, yeah, it is just a terrible freaking thing to have. And realistically, I feel like my insomnia stems from having ADHD. Unfortunately, mama can't afford the ADHD medication. But eventually I'll be a big YouTuber and I'll be able to get medication for it, but that's okay. I think it stems more for that because my brain just be running 1,000 miles and it never shuts up. My thoughts never turn off. And I feel like once they do turn off, I'm be more scared than anything. It's worth a shot anyway. The water was nice and warm. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. I did, again, turn it up because sometimes stuff like this be really low. But I can't tell sometimes. By the time you were done with your shower, you quickly note that it only managed to wake you up even more. People be telling me all the time, take a warm shower. I'm telling y'all, it does not work. Now, the sun has set completely and the stars have come out to play. You decide to scroll through social media for a little to see if liking art and laughing at memes would tire you out. Oh, your phone looks like, oops, I didn't mean to hit that. Your phone looks like my phone. I don't know why. You save some memes and share some art, but you still aren't sleepy. Where did all that fatigue you were feeling when you got home go? After swiping back and forth between the same 3 social media apps, it was obvious that it wasn't going to make you sleep. You can't help but eye the time at the corner of your phone with a sigh for the umpteenth time. I tell you, I try to hit my hardest. A lot of people say if you focus on the time flies by. And it won't help you sleep either. I feel like my eyes can't help but look at the time every time. It was just getting later and later. Wait, did I log in today? Maybe suffering from insomnia had its merits. You almost forgot to log into your games and do your dailies. Well, I guess we can play some gaming stuff. I don't know. I forgot to do my dailies too. I started Genshin, so it's been wonderful. I actually enjoy the game. It didn't take you long though, and afterwards, you were still wide awake. There was no possible way that you would be able to get some adequate rest at the pace that you were going. As far as you're concerned, you see 2 choices before you. Number 1, lay in bed and stare at the ceiling until you have to suffer all over again at work. Or text your boyfriend and see if he's up for a late night chat. Of course I'm gonna text my freaking boyfriend. Oh my God, y'all just don't understand. The feeling of having someone that you can rely on to talk to in the middle of the night is the most wonderful feeling in the world. I promise y'all, when I don't feel good, I wake song up. When I feel bad, when I feel sick, whatever the case may be, and eventually y'all can probably hear me take off this onesie, so don't judge me, okay? It's the cold season. But yeah, I call song all the time. And when I tell y'all, it is heaven. It's so awesome. As a dean, there was a chance that he was still awake, right? Seeing as how his job kept him even busier than yours. You feel a small pang of guilt in your chest as you thought about it for a moment, though. Maybe he would prefer to rest if he is awake. Then again, it's been a while since you were able to actually have a full conversation with him, much longer than you would prefer. In the end, your desires to talk with Lucas wins. You decide to text him. Hey, are you busy? I just got off work. Ooh, hi, Lucas. He better be cute. I did see a picture of somebody when I started the game up. I don't know if that's Lucas, but we'll just have to see. Oh, good. I thought he'd be at home by now. Why, is something wrong? Ain't nothing better than hearing that, because I'm about to tell you my whole entire life, I promise you. Oh, no. Just couldn't sleep is all, and wanted to see if you were up to talk for a bit. I see. I'm sorry you can't sleep, dear. The school is fairly close to your place. I could stop by and keep you company. Really? That sounds great. Thanks, Luke. Of course. I'll be there soon, love. He hit you with the love? It's over with. Put a ring on it. Put a freaking ring on it. It's over with. No need to unlock the door, by the way. I have my key with me. Again, perfect, beautiful, amazing, 10 out of 10 boyfriend already. Oh, perfect, because I don't really feel like getting up, lol. You wince internally for a moment, but soon figured a common slang like lol wouldn't be too foreign for an older man. You don't mind it a bit, but it is still pretty funny when he asks you what a slang word means. And pretty cute. Out of consideration, you decide to start texting it in full sentences with proper spelling, just so he wouldn't have to try so hard to decipher what you meant to say. I naturally do this. I think it stemmed from, this is embarrassing, but I think it stemmed from the fact that I felt like I couldn't read well when I was like in the first grade, and then I buckled down really hard and learned how to read. And then it turned out that I had an issue with my eyes more than anything. It wasn't that I couldn't read. It's just like, I guess my brain as a child wasn't propering? Brain don't work today. Brain don't work at first grade. Brain don't work at today either. Wasn't, dang it, now I forgot the word I was going to use. Wasn't, I guess comprehending the fact that the words are more blurry than they should be for a person like me and stuff. So I couldn't really see the words, and I found out I needed glasses. So, there's that. Also, ADHD doesn't help either. You guys will notice sometimes when I'm reading, my reading will slow down like this. And it's just because my ADHD kicked in. I'm thinking about 1,000 things, and I feel like I need to read slower so I don't mess up, or I don't have other things happen and stuff. But I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD till I was fully out of school and stuff. So the thought of him alone was enough to bring a genuine smile to your face, making you momentarily forget about your job woes and other problems. You glad you decided to text him after all? I can't wait to see him. Oh, I'd be kicking my feet and giggling, turning red and everything else. After locking your phone and putting it on charge, all you could do was gaze out the window and wait for your boyfriend. I'm already excited. Your boyfriend's arrival is signified by the sound of the key being inserted into the door, followed by the door opening then closing. This better not be a horror game, because this is already a good game. Lucas comes in to find you gazing out the window, elbows resting on the windowsill and sighing. It's blatantly clear that you're exhausted, yet sleep is still evading you. A frown makes its way onto his face before he can help it. Seeing the person you love looking so downtrodden isn't a good feeling. Greeting you with such a negative expression on his face would only exacerbate the assumed already sour mood. Instead, he greets you with a smile and a bag of sweets. Lucas sat down on the windowsill right next to the teddy bear he gave you from your last anniversary. There's a sweet smell emitting from the bag, which piques your curiosity as you direct your questioning gaze towards your boyfriend. Smells good. What is it? Oh, he is so cute. Oh, I bet he's even cuter in the sunlight. I wasn't sure there would be any shops open this late, but I'm glad there were. He shakes the bag a little, careful not to jostle its contents too much. They're macaroons, but you can't eat them tonight, okay? The sugar will keep you up. You're going to be keeping me awake anyways. What's one little macaroon gonna hurt? Just one tiny one. Lucas' easygoing smile remains as he shakes his head. I came over to help you sleep, love, not stay awake. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, I wasn't going to text you because I thought that maybe I'd be bothering you, or you were already at home enjoying your night. You laugh in a somewhat self-deprecating manner. I was selfish, though, and I just really wanted to see you. Voyia, you should never feel guilt or think you're being selfish where I'm concerned. He is just too cute. Even if I was at my house, I would never leave you to deal with your problems alone, especially if I can help it. I know. I just don't like being a burden, you know? Nonsense. Why would I be burdened from taking care of the woman I love? Oh my God. Don't do this to me. Besides, it would actually make me even happier if you relied on me a bit more. I know you have tendencies to take everything on yourself, and I certainly do admire that about you. But please remember that it's perfectly fine to rely on others, especially if they're ready and willing to offer a helping hand. Oh, Lucas, you're so cute. Thank you. Sorry, that was kind of thoughtless of me to say, huh? Thank you, Luke. It's no problem at all. That reminds me, though. Uh-oh. Have you been sleeping poorly for a while now, then? I've been having some issues at work, but it's nothing to fret over. Lucas appears to be somewhat doubtful, but he moves the conversation right along anyway. Well, I did say that I would help you sleep, so that's what I aim to do. I can either tell you a story, or we can just chat. So, which one would you prefer, my dear? Okay. I'm losing my voice. I feel like chatting would be longer. It's not that don't want these videos long. I'm just going to break it up a little bit. So I'm going to start from the top, work my way to the bottom. Tell me a story. A story? I would be happy to. Okay. This is a story about a young duck that longs to become a pastry chef and builds his own bakery from scratch. However, his parents want him to be a dentist or a doctor instead of chasing after a dream that may or may not come true. Oh, poor ducky. In order to help his dream come to fruition, the young duck did his best to raise money for the construction of his future bakery. Well, I like this story already. It sounds like a hard-working duck. Can't talk today. Sounds like a hard-working duck. It wasn't long before his parents found out, though, and they proceeded to heavily discourage the young duck in order to convince him to use the money to fund his college studies. They don't understand me at all, but I'll show them that I can do it, the young duck told himself. Regardless of his enthusiasm or motivation, his parents still refused to support his dream. Aww, that's sad. Instead, they began applying him to various colleges in hope that he would be accepted and possibly forget about becoming a pastry chef. Well, why couldn't he just go to school for cooking? Culinary school. Why couldn't he go to culinary school? Couldn't think of the name of it. I'm just saying, again, I'm not going to be that type of mother that discourage my child. If my child wants to be a space stripper, I'm going to encourage my child. I'm like, well, you got to get the proper dance classes. You got to learn you got to be flexible. They're going to want to see everything inside and out, And I know people be like, how dare you teach your daughter to degrade herself. You could sit here and bash your child, disown your child, beat your child, whatever you do in your discipline and whatever, and then leave my parenting skills to me. I'm going to encourage my child. If my child wants to be an astronaut, I'm going to send them to schools for it and everything. If my child wants to be a teacher, go for it, honey. Go for it. If you want to be a writer or whatever, or a dungeon slayer, I don't know. Go for it, honey. Go for it. Unfortunately, their thoughtless actions only managed to push their child further and further away. The young duck ended up running from home with nothing but his savings to live off of. Shockingly enough, he wasn't discouraged in the slightest. If anything, he saw this as a chance to finally be free and pursue his goal with even more favor. Oh, that is so awesome! He took on odd jobs here and there, living out of a small, dirty pond by himself all the while. The young duck persevered day by day until he was able to take on a small job working as a janitor for the bakery. Finally, he was at least one step closer to his dream. One day, when one of the bakers didn't come in for work, causing the bakery to be short on staff, they had no choice but to ask the young duck if he had any experience with baking. Even though he was burning with joy on the inside, he answered with a meek yes. It was then that the young duck's talent for baking was discovered, and he was soon offered a full-time position as a baker. If this isn't you guys's, this is y'all way of telling y'all, like, keep going for your dream. You guys see, I'm still going. I want y'all to keep going. The young duck saved up his earnings until he was finally able to build his own bakery and started his lifelong dream of being a professional baker. His parents even came to his bakery and congratulated him on his success, stating that they were happy for their son. They should apologize to him, but some people are ready to heal. Even though he would have preferred their support from the start, the young duck had no ill feelings towards his parents. And the young duck lived happily ever after, serving delicious pastries to his customers every day. Although there was still something nagging at him. He felt unfulfilled, like an unexplored part of him lay dormant. He wasn't sure what it was. I hope it's nothing bad, right? And the end. Wait, that's the end? You say, outraged and trying to fight back a yawn, yet failing miserably. You can't just leave it at that, Luke. What happens to the duck next? And why does he feel unfulfilled when his lifelong dream came true? And his parents even approved. What could the young duck possibly be missing? I mean, if he wants to be smooth right here, if Luke wants to be smooth right here, he could just be like, he's missing the love of his life. And, the panties will drop. I'm sorry. That's just me. I like the corny stuff. I like the, oh my God, did you fall from heaven and stuff? Because I'd be like, oh, you better stop. Here's my phone number, 252-777. The rapid fire questions after questions at your boyfriend, who is simply grinning at you as if he didn't just drop the biggest cliffhanger on you just now. I wonder as well. What do you think? Your boyfriend turns the question back on you, prompting your sleepy brain to try and formulate a likely theory. Maybe once he accomplished what he wanted, he felt unsatisfied with it for some reason. Like there was something more for him to do instead of making pastries. I don't know. I see. That's an interesting theory indeed, my dear. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me, but I do believe it's time for you to sleep now, don't you think? Your pout deepens as you feel another yawn bubbling up from your throat. But I'm not even sleepy. You whine in protest, but you can already tell you're fighting a losing battle. You yawned at least 7 times throughout my entire story, dear. Okay, maybe I feel a little sleepy then. Lucas laughs, seemingly happy with your conceding. Listen, me and Song are the same way. He'd be like, "Oh, you're EP, aren't you?" And I'd be like, "No, EP. I'm not EP. I'm not. I'm a little EP. Just a little EP. That's a good girl. I'll lock up for you when I leave, seeing as how we both have to work tomorrow." Groggily, you thank him as he tucks you into bed. "Thanks, Luke. I love you." "I love you too, Voya. Hope you have sweet dreams." No. Your boyfriend's bedtime story did wonders. You can already feel yourself drifting, even though the story is still in your mind. You end up convincing yourself that it was just a story and passed out. Well, that's lovely. The credits? Ah, you've unlocked About Lucas. Okay. Well, I guess we can click on the About Lucas, but I need to go check and see if if there's multiple endings to this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it right now. So what I'm reading here is it says that it has 2 different choices / routes, 1 unlockable choice / route. After story, and it tells you about the words and stuff. 8 different character sprites. So there are some things that we can go through. Lucas Clare, birthday February 3rd, age 42. That's not that old. Like, they made it sound like he was like 50. He's a cutie pie, though. I do like him. Occupation, he's a dean. He likes pastries, jazz music, animals, spoiling his lover. He dislikes plagiarism. I mean, as a dean, I can understand that. Getting sick, losing his glasses. His hobbies are writing, baking, jogging, DIY. Oh, and his personality type is INFJ. I need to go look that up. Give me a second. So there's a lot to read here. I'm just going to read a little bit of it, so bear with me, okay? INFJ is a personality type and a major Briggs type indicator or system. It stands for introvert, intuitive, feeling, and judging people. With this personality type, you are often called an advocate or an idealist, okay? So I'm just going to read that much. You guys can go ahead and read that or tell me a little bit more about people with this personality type. I do enjoy these. I don't know what mine is. I might take a test maybe. If y'all want me to take a test, I'll take a test and show y'all the results and stuff of what it says my personality type is. And yes, I'm going to answer seriously. I am definitely going to go back into this game. However, I am going to stop it right here. So thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Don't worry. I never try to leave y'all on like super bad cliffhangers and stuff, but this one's going to be a little bit long. My air came on too, so I know y'all hear that. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye. I love you guys so much. Bye bye.